And that is our introduction. So hopefully that was sufficient for my esteemed friends and guests that are on this broadcast. This is our second Winner Pitch All event of 2023. We have 5 pitch companies, potentially 6, but I'm assuming it's going to be the 5 that are behind in the green room. So I don't know how exciting that is. I feel very Hollywood today. I've got all the accessories, and I have really 3 handsome people with me. So this is going to be exciting to introduce our esteemed judges. Just to let everybody know, so this is a winner takes all pitch event. There are 5 pitch companies. All of them are raising or have raised. Each of them will get 1 to 2 minutes. The 2-minute warning will come up if they start approaching the last 5 seconds of the 2 minutes to pitch their company. Each of the judges will then ask the founders a question, which usually is about a minute each. The judges will then go to a kind of a playoff, and they'll pick their top 2, and the last 2 that are picked will go to see who is the winner that takes all of it. Each of the founders has staked $100 on their pitch, and the winner will take the pot. So they are betting $100 on themselves, so someone else can hopefully bet $1 million on them, or more. I mean, if you guys want. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around from what I see from top to around this way. I'm going to start with Ari from Massive. Ari Newman is our first judge. Ari, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and Massive?
Absolutely. Hello. Great to be here. I run Massive VC. We are a multi-stage venture firm. We invest in deep tech, fintech, SaaS, and climate tech. We typically invest at seed plus and beyond. We are actually inflection point investors, not stage-centric investors. So we can write checks across the entire life cycle. And all the capital comes from other founders, operators, and company builders. So big flywheel effect with our platform. I myself am a multi-time founder, started and scaled and exited 2 companies before jumping over to the other side and being an investor, which I've been a VC now for a decade plus.
Amazing. We're excited to have you. All right, I'm going to go next to Shane Feldberg. Shane, how are you doing? And maybe tell people a little bit about who you are and what you're working on.
I'm good. It stopped snowing here in Toronto, which is nice. My background is I helped build a fintech unicorn here in Toronto called Clearbank. I started doing venture deals via a syndicate, which I scaled to around 1,000 LPs. And then one of the LPs eventually called me up and said, "Hey, Shane, would love to anchor your fund." So now run a pre-seed and seed fund focusing on fintech. And we look at fintech more as a strategy or a strategic pillar in your business. So because of that, we're in all sorts of companies, and we help them use fintech as a way to monetize their data and empower their customers. So the syndicate is multi-stage, multi-category, very opportunistic, and the fund is hyper-focused on early-stage fintech.
Amazing. We're excited to have you here. All right, last but not least, a man who's got some really exciting things always going on, the host of the Silicon Valley podcast, an investment banker, a friend, Shawn Flynn. Maybe tell people a little bit about what you're working on and what they should check out.
I don't know. I mean, Michael, that was a pretty good introduction. For everyone here, if you want to find out more of Ari's story, I interviewed him on the podcast a couple episodes back. So check out that episode. It's an amazing episode. And, you know, his stories with the servers there and fans and everything else, it's pretty incredible. And you'll hear, you know, the stuff that was really happening in Silicon Valley. So check out that episode. As Michael mentioned, I have a podcast, the Silicon Valley Podcast. I've interviewed people like Melody Perkins, Jim McKelvey, a lot of big names. That's my side project. But when I'm not doing that, I'm a mid-market investment banker. We focus mergers, acquisition, growth capital. We like to do transactions between 10 and 250 million. That's the spot we play in. So if you're looking to, you know, hopefully these companies here later on, when you're looking to raise that round of growth capital or looking to get acquired or maybe even go public, who knows? You know, please scan this QR code. We also do a little bit of secondaries. And then when I'm not doing all this, I have a third project. I'm currently the president of Bay Angels. It's the second oldest angel group here in Silicon Valley. And it's mostly C to A round that we look at. Check out the website for more information. I've taken enough time. Let's see the pitches.
I love it. Thanks. Okay, Shawn. All right. So without further ado, we're going to dive right in. The first company we have up is Jeremy. And I'm going to probably think of real estate. Jeremy, do you have a deck you want to share? Or are you just going to pitch?
No, I'll just pitch it.
Okay. And Is it rivet or rivet?
Rivet, as in with a V, not the frog.
Got it. Yeah. Did I say ribbit? I don't think I did.
No, that's what
You're
I
just
thought.
like teasing me on my Canadian accent.
Yeah,
What's going on here? All right, so let's do this. The best way to do this is maybe this, and then we should pin Jeremy. Can I do this solo? There we go. All right, I'm going to kick off the timer, and Jeremy, you will be able to go. You just tell me when, and I'll hit start.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Cool. Well, I'm Jeremy Foyt. I'm a 6-time founder, CEO of Rivet. It's a B2B SaaS company that's transforming how employees connect using the power of AI and analytics. So there's a massive corporate connection economy brewing, valued at $24 billion in 2022. And companies really need help connecting their workforce. Right now, employees are leaving the workforce in the first 120 days. That increased from 21% to 36% since 2020. And according to Gallup, if employees have strong relationships with coworkers, they stay an average of 6 times longer. The problem is we're mistaking communication for connection. Our solution is we harness the power of AI and analytics that intelligently matches coworkers based on science, skills, location, and more. And our innovative psychometric approach provides predictive intelligence, giving leaders unprecedented insights into their workforce. And furthermore, we're developing a digital companion tool that helps guide each team member towards deeper activity with their coworkers. We're in the early stage. We have a functional working product that we bootstrapped our way to 13 customers that include names like Pepsi, ConocoPhillips, Kohl's, Locked In, Milwaukee Tool, a couple more. Our revenue in the last 6 months has grown 816%. We're looking for early stage investment. Our first checks in.
Amazing. All right, so let's change this up here so we get everybody back in. Why don't we start with Shawn? Shawn, do you have any questions for Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy, first off, I loved how you started the presentation with 6-time founder. That was super interesting. I'm kind of curious, could you mention was there one success of those 6 times? Could you mention maybe you pulled some of your team from one of those past successes, kind of the resources that how are you leveraging them right now? That's my question.
Yeah, through the other companies, I have my other co-founder, CTO, who writes all the code as a co-founder. He was at one of my other companies, and then the other co-founder or other person on the team that really does all the operations, I pulled over from a different company into this company. So that's how that building resources from other companies have came over to this company. So we have one of the employees I have a 10-year working relationship with. My other co-founder, I already have an 8-year working relationship at previous companies.
Amazing.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, Shane, do you have any questions for Jeremy?
Yeah, absolutely. Well done on the pitch, Jeremy. It's not easy to condense your life's work into a minute. So well done. I'm just curious how you guys differentiate from other companies. The way I understand the space is that there's a fair amount of solutions that offer employee engagement and retention tools. So what's kind of your secret sauce?
Yeah, secret sauce is so we developed this started as a research project before it was a company. The person that owns 1% of the company is the gentleman who created the eHarmony algorithm, Dr. Galen Buckwalter. So we had spent looking for patterns. The research project with the University of UCLA was really deep, looking at patterns of connection. We found over 100 different patterns, and that's how we started developing this. So when we brought it to market, the difference is a lot of the competitors are more in the introduction programmatic space, where the digital companion, where we kind of see that going, is the life you're at a company from start to finish. This is helping you connect not only to other people, but in the future, probably even the culture. And the secondary difference is all the analytics from the assessment and from how people connect go into a back-end tool that managers can use to make predictive behavioral. Like this archetype that we takes the assessment, they actually stay here in the average of 3 years, and they're promoted 6 times. Or this one, it starts to give you kind of patterns of behavior based on those archetypes.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Well, yeah.
Did you have more, Shane?
Yes. Just one last question off of that, so what, like, how do you collect the data that you, or analytics that you use on the back end?
Yeah,
And
good
what
question.
what are the metrics or analytics that you track as well?
So currently, right, how we track it is the company sends out an assessment. The assessment takes 7 minutes. So that's how we're doing it right now. And then the digital companion, when people meet and how they meet and how they're interacting, feeds back to that as well for ongoing data. And then we prompt them with questions ongoing. So the company kind of can, do that. They can edit it and custom the assessment as well. And so that there's continuous information flow. And then the second part of the question, like,
what type of metrics do you typically ask for? You can just give like one or two examples.
Currently, so right now, long term it's retention based. People that, but all the early like A/B testing we've done inside companies is people that go through a Rivet program have a 30% feeling of belonging to the company, more connection than people that don't go through it. And so we've done that kind of testing. So those metrics are there: who's connecting, how they're connecting, how they rate the connection, what they've learned from that is what we're doing. So each company kind of does it a little. They look for a little bit different. That's allowed us to kind of build out the product and then have them pay for the product build when we've been bootstrapping it. So based on how they want to customize this. So, right now we're in this space where there's people out here doing this from a programmatic standpoint, but there's no one looking, how can this be a lifelong tool, even pre onboarding? Like, how, if you take the assessment before even getting the company, how can we move you around and know that you'd be a fit here?
All right, we're going to get over to Ari. Ari, do you have any questions for Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy, my question is a little bit different, which is, as a 6-time founder, why this versus the opportunities that are out there in the world for you?
My other companies all had to do with B2B HR sales and engagement. So it's kind of the sweet spot. I've been selling into this for forever. And most of my other companies were either service-based and just saw an opportunity where, we're in this, the future of workplace is a currency now, right? So we're in this moment in time where people are trying to I think, again, we mistake connection for or communication for connection, two different parts of the brain. So I had a passion to really initially solve social isolation and loneliness, and then turn it into an actual product.
Got it. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Jeremy. I'm going to put you back in the studio, and then we're going to bring up a new founder. Thanks, judges. The next person we have up is Shelley from Bake It Box. How are you doing, Shelley?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm going to change the view so you get the feature here.
Sure. And I had just an image, if that's cool to share.
Sure. Why is it not?
Can I share a screen? Yeah, I can.
I don't know. I guess the question is why it's not letting me feature you. That's not good. That is weird. It did it last time, no problem. No, it's showing me. I don't want to be me. Okay, let's see. That's not what we're trying to do here. That is weird. Sorry, Jordan. Didn't mean to pull you in. What is going on? Why is it? Oh, there we go. Change the UI and I get confused. All right, Shelley, if you want to share, you can hit the present button.
Yep, I just did. I don't know if you can see it, but there's just an image up.
There it is. Yep. There
cool.
You go. All right, whenever you are ready, you can go.
Sounds good. Hi, everyone. I'm Shelley Gupta. I'm the founder and CEO of Bake It Box. So I want to take you back a little bit to when you were a kid. Remember what it felt like to spend time with your grandma in the kitchen, cracking eggs into a bowl of flour and sugar, whisking up melted chocolate, and the delicious smells of baked goods coming from the oven. When was the last time you had an experience like this? Our busy lifestyles today don't allow us to continue these experiences for the next generation. And why? Because baking is extremely challenging and parents are completely burnt out. Constantly having to filter through endless online resources and blogger life stories, wasting money on retail-sized ingredients, settling for limited options in the baking aisle, and most importantly, there is zero access to culturally diverse selections. Anyone can make some dry box chocolate cake, but I bet you have never made a Persian love cake. Introducing Bake It Box. We're solving this problem with globally inspired baking activity kits, fun for the whole family. We provide a changing selection of culturally diverse baking activity kits that you won't find at your local grocery store that encourages family bonding, interactive activities, and global education that does not feel like school. We've been in market for 2 years, and we will actually be launching a new quarterly subscription offer this July that has even more family fun. With almost 100,000 in sales to date, we're creating new cultural experiences for the next generation. You can give your kids, your nieces, your nephews, and loved ones unique memories in the kitchen. You'll be whisking together rose water and lemon and cardamom for that perfect Persian love cake with a little help from us at Bake It Box.
Amazing. Thank you. Great job. Let's see. Let's go back to the judges. Is there anyone on here that shouldn't be? No, I did it right this time. Okay. Why don't we start this time with Shane? Shane, do you have any question for Shelley? Oh, you might be on mute, Shane.
Oh yeah, I don't hear you.
Oops, apologies. Yeah, so you mentioned you did, first off, I love that you turned that into a story at the beginning. It's awesome. You said you did 100K in sales. Is that like on a monthly basis? Is that lifetime of the business?
Lifetime.
Okay, cool. And then how do you plan on growing the subscription base? Like who are your customers and how are you going to get in front of them?
Yeah, so we've basically realized over the last couple of years that our customers really are parents. 70% of our current customer base are parents with kids under 15. So we're going with this new product launch, we're going to be working with influencers. We're going to be working with mommy bloggers and really going after like the parent groups, like Facebook groups, to show genuine content and really just showcase the experience. And that has been really, it's word of mouth. That's been our best customer acquisition form.
Cool.
Great. All right, let's go to Ari. Do you have any question for Shelley?
Yeah, Shelley, I'm getting hungry and thinking about baking something right now. So good job on that one.
Thank you.
I love it. We totally love the spontaneous late night bake session at home with the kids. So your pitch resonates. So you've been doing this for 2 years. Can you talk a little bit about margins, cost of goods sold versus retail price, and how that will scale as you now grow the business with the subscription product?
Absolutely. So we're actually all D2C, so no retail. Our cost per box is only, we have a 57% margin on that, and that includes the shipping materials. It doesn't include shipping cost itself, so we do eat a little bit of that right now. But every consumer brand has to do that. So we have really great margins. And one of the reasons why is we're actually part of a kind of network of suppliers called a vendor. They supply hotels typically, but we need all the same things like foods and boxes and baggies and all that stuff. So we have enterprise level pricing even at our early stage. In terms of scaling, we know that we can decrease pricing about 2 to 4% as we are able to buy a little bit more in bulk. And then our next step is to go down a co-packing route to just be even more efficient with our kitting and putting more of our investment dollars into research and product development.
Great. Thank you.
Terrific. Shawn, do you have any question for
Shelley?
Shelley?
Well, one quick question that I have a follow-up on. So the subscription hasn't started yet. That's being launched this year, or has it already started?
We have a bunch of product already started and subscriptions live, but we've collected a bunch of data to now show that we need to be more tailored to our family customers. So that is going to be a new product line, but we do have active subscriptions today.
Okay, I was kind of wondering the subscriptions. What's the average length that a family or a subscriber has? Is it, say, 6 months is the average length, a year? And then kind of how many of those existing customers have you found are kind of referring their friends and other family to you, either, I'm not sure, warm intros, the affiliate links or whatever? I'm just kind of curious the word of mouth chain there.
For sure. No, it's a great question. So we have been testing the LTV and we're noticing that we have customers sticking around for like 10 or 11 months. So right now our subscriptions are monthly. They're going to actually change to quarterly. But given that the 10, 11 months, that gives us an LTV of over 250, and that's margin. So that has been really good data. Naturally, that might change with the new product line, but we'll continue to test that. We are seeing a lot of referral business. What we are now trying to implement, which we haven't done yet, is an actual referral program where they can get compensated for that. So to be honest, I don't have great data on referral yet, but that's a next step for us.
Okay, and then one other question. On your team right now, do you have anyone that's from any of these existed or past, has experience with companies that had subscription models, had food delivery, any, like your team itself, what's the background of someone that would relate to what you're doing right now?
Yeah, well, one of my advisors and investors is actually the former CTO of Home Chef, which is a meal kit company based in the Midwest. And so he's heard my pitch almost 2 years ago and joined the team. So definitely we have that expertise. We also have former marketing executives on our team. So a bunch of great advisors. My team itself, we're small. We're only 4 full-time people. Mostly our experiences across co-packing, marketing, and culinary.
Okay, great. You might want to add that advisor in your 30-second pitch or minute pitch there. Just it gives a lot of credibility to what you're doing and that. But thank you for the
For sure.
the
No, that's a good
responses.
point. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you so much. I'm going to remove Shelley. So we just got an interesting note. We'll see what happens with it. Jordan's going to try to come back. He had to jump out. Maxine just joined us, so we might have an extra pitch company. She's always in there somewhere. So we lost Ari for a sec. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Okay.
Right here.
All right. So ordinarily I had Maxine next up, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to cardio with Destin and Maxine. If you can hear me, you would pitch after Destin because originally I had you ahead of him, but you just jumped on. Looks like she might be in a shopping mall in Pakistan. I don't know. All right, Destin. All right, I'm going to try one thing here just to see if this is better. Give me 1 sec. Do you have anything to present or are you just pitching?
So I have a video they'll just like kind of run in the background. And I'm curious for my presenters, do you think it would be distracting to watch a product demo while I'm pitching? Because if not, I won't show it. But I feel like it's one of those things you got to see to believe. They'll make it a lot easier for me to help you understand what
go for it.
So a little feedback from the group. What you guys?
Did you hit present? Is it in the presentation?
Yes. Let me go ahead and do that for you.
Let's see if we can get this. So it's
Yeah, I say go for it.
Yep.
All right. That's the can-do attitude I can work with. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. Can you guys see that?
Yep. There you go.
Awesome. Great. So, hi, everybody. My name is Destin George Bell, and I am the CEO and founder of Cardio. So let's face it, cardio sucks. I'll be the first to tell you. And with cardio, we're making it something that you actually enjoy every day. Now, how are we doing that? Well, if you look at this demo, what we're doing is turning outdoor cardio, walking, running, or biking, we don't judge, into a giant community-based game of turf war, where every area you move through while tracking your stats, you can actually compete and steal from other people who also walk, run, or bike around those areas. You'd be able to see a recap of your stats, the teams you stole from, the players you stole from. You'd be able to share your activity and the team that you claimed it for on any of your social media platforms or sending it out to your friends via text. You can also click on the areas and learn more about the groups that you claimed for. So for those brand partners that we work with, which I'll talk a little bit more later, we actually can turn this into a digital real estate opportunity where the more runners they have, they turn those people into literal brand ambassadors and foot soldiers while still functioning on the social side and on the fitness side as an app where people can use to track their fitness goals. And through this, we're turning outdoor cardio into something mundane into something fun. Supported by our team of executives from Pokemon Go and Map My Run, Strava, and Zynga. We launched just 2 months ago. We already have over 2,500 users in 50 countries, are backed by Pokemon Go, and have strategic partnerships with groups like the Austin Marathon, the Cleveland Marathon, the Texas Cab 10K, Brooks Running, among many others, and have our first paid client for also white labeling this for corporate wellness. But all that being said, I'm looking forward to helping each of you make a move with cardio. Thank you.
Excellent. I'm going to add the judges back in. I think this is the way to do this. And where's one more? Where are you? There you are, Shawn. Terrific. Okay, so did it shuffle this on me? Let's see. Let's start with Shane this time. Shane, do you have any questions for Destin?
That was really solid, man. I loved how you did the video with the pitch in the background. Really concise and clear. Really cool. I like it. I sit here wasting away on my chair, not working out. This is really cool. So, how do you monetize this? Just from an investor perspective, I'm curious like how that works.
Yep. So we're already revenue generating already month 2. And we're doing that by making it a community-based game that serves as community engagement and also a brand awareness and potential conversion opportunity. So like I mentioned and showed in the demo, the areas of town that you walk and run through, you're not just claiming them for yourself. It's not just Michael. It's Founders Pack, who has a specific team that they can create within the app and have all their members, whether they be in Austin, New York, San Francisco, or Timbuktu, turning whatever outdoor walking, running, or biking, regardless of mile pace, into areas of town they claim for their team with their brand colors, logo, and the ability to click on that area to learn who that team is and drive traffic on a digital level to wherever they want to go, whether that be an event RSVP for a founders take all pitch competition, signing up for a membership, joining a run, or signing up for a race, which is what we're doing right now with groups like Brooks, the Austin Marathon, Adidas Runners, and other groups who are paying on a monthly basis.
Who's paying? Is it the users who are signing up, or is it the brands that are paying you?
The brands pay a monthly fee to have those teams. The users get to sign up for free. Now, that's our general revenue model as of today. Now, I also mentioned we have our first paying partner who's white labeling this for internal corporate wellness, where it's a group of 200 employees competing against each other, where marketing competes against DevOps and sales. And they can also come together as a team as a whole and compete against other companies in their area in turn. What most people find very boring step challenges or discounts to yoga classes for corporate wellness into a fun, socially active activity, while also aggregating data that we collect and using that to give back to the insurance companies to save money on the premiums. And then users can spend money, but it's like the Fortnite model of buying in-app items, so like avatar skins, in-game tokens, and they can become a premium subscriber for the ability to create their own non-brand team, but just for them and their friends, and also for other perks and advanced analytics like step count, heart rate, and other things that we don't track from the free version.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Wasn't speechless, I guess.
Michael, I think you're on mute.
I think you're muted, brother.
I muted me and you guys. All right. I wasn't sure where the noise was coming from, so I muted all of us. All right, Ari, do you have any questions for Destin?
Yeah, I mean, I loved what you just explained, so I don't have any questions about monetization right now. Where do you see this going in terms of scale and opportunity?
Scale and opportunity, I see this being one of the largest cardio fitness apps in the market. So Strava right now has about 5 million monthly active users in the US. They have about 95 million internationally. Pokemon Go, even bigger, 300 million. They're one of our investors and advisors, and we believe that we're positioning ourselves where an app like Strava is mainly for performance goal-oriented people. This is an app where a dog walker can compete on the same level as an ultra marathoner. And we've seen that because we're actually working with South by Southwest in the next couple of weeks for a turf war among people walking around the city of Austin. But we also work with the Austin Marathon, the Cleveland Marathon, and we're in the process of closing some deals with the Chicago and New York Marathon. So it has very fluid use cases of anybody who does any type of outdoor movement as an engaging and branding opportunity for those groups. Now, I would like to say 5 years from now, this becomes more of a community engagement and a marketing tool than it is a fitness tool. And that's really just our Trojan horse to build a market share and a lot of activity with people who are already actively doing something. But I'll eventually want this to be a place where you discover local areas and find discounts and just generally enjoy the process of getting outside more, while also baking in branding opportunities for those groups and getting them to subsidize your experience so we can give it to you as free as possible.
Yep. Makes sense. Follow-up question there is, you know, the history of location-based apps, check-in and things like that. Like I could see this totally going viral and becoming absolutely huge, and people like dropping their personal productivity to win turf and like it going nuts.
That's what we're hoping for.
I can see Jimmy Kimmel talking about this, like what block he owns. Like this, I can see it. But what always happens with these kind of things is the novelty eventually wears off and people lose interest, right? And they move on. How do you think you stay relevant after like if you experience that kind of mainstream cult adoption? Like how do you stay in front of society versus getting sort of forgotten?
Yeah, 100%. So the reason that a lot of those, look at Zombie Run, Foursquare, all those other groups that kind of fell off, there's a lot of reasons that they did. And I could give a longer answer, but for the sake of time, the reason that I will give the most is that they're very individualistic and extrinsic. It was very much, oh, what can I get out of this? What am I going to win by getting this? And then when the rewards stopped coming and the groups weren't as interested, it became obsolete to them. What we're doing is creating a social community of social competition where any casual movement you're making is a direct competition with other people. And we're also getting the brands and these communities that use the app as our brand ambassadors to sell it. Now, me as an individual might fall off of it and stop using it. But me as somebody who's a big fan of the Lakers or a Founders Pack or of Brooks, or more specifically, the Run Club members, the Run Club leaders, or the Austin Marathon race directors or whatnot, want to continue to get you to use it because that gives them data, that gives them brand engagement, that gives them awareness, that gives them digital real estate and a map of several thousand, hopefully hundreds of thousands of users one day. And it's in their best interest to continue to get you to use it. And so instead of it being a external push of us getting you to do it, it becomes an internal pull from the groups that you already care about, driving you to do it so they can collect your data and also engage with you. And that helps us stay relevant longer.
Great.
Cool.
Let's
Great.
go to Shawn for the final question.
Yeah, I don't really have much. I really liked how you had the demo while you were speaking, because honestly, if you hadn't had that, I don't think I would have gotten it. But the colors and the paths and everything, it was very clear as you were talking, just what you're doing. I guess my only question kind of is, you got so many things going on, all these partnerships, the development of that. How big is your team right now, and how long have you been working on this?
How long I've been working on this really comes down to when people consider when we started. So we launched in the App Store 2 months ago. We incorporated 8 months ago. I started working on it full time a year ago, and I got the idea 2 years ago. So you make the decision on which one of those you consider the start date. But in terms of our team, we actually just brought on our first full-time employee literally yesterday. So it's a team of 3: me, myself, my co-founder, and our first full-time hire. We have 2 part-timers and 5 interns, and then we have 7 advisors who actually put in hours. So we got the founder of Map My Run, the head iOS engineer for Pokemon Go, and then some other executives on the UI UX gamification and also corporate wellness side of companies like Strava, Zynga, Swift, and Keller Williams and HEB.
Nice. Good job.
Awesome.
Good job.
Thank you, Destin. I'm going to put you back in the green room. All right. We're going to pull up Maxine, who looks like she might be mobile, but let's see how this works out. Maxine, you were able to join us. That's great. Can you hear us okay? We cannot hear you.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I just landed in Dubai and my flight was delayed by a few hours, so I'm literally in the airport. Pitching on the go, just like a founder. Raising funds in Dubai right now. Is there any way I can bring up my slide deck here?
Of course. Yeah, you can. If you hit, can you see present on your app?
I cannot. Last time I could.
Yeah.
Settings. Not on this one. No go?
Yeah, we might be out of luck on that. I mean, it's just a button on your side to share it, right? Unless you have a way to send me the deck, but.
I don't see it. It was there last time I did it, but I'm not seeing it this time. Okay.
Oh no! All right. Are you okay?
I'm gonna have to be. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna pull us out of the judges. I'll pull down first so that we can give the feature to Maxine, and then you can tell us when you're ready.
Okay, apologies for not having some visuals, but hey guys, my name is Maxine. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Pick My Brain. So Pick My Brain is a platform that helps people pick the brains of others and list your brain and have others pick your brain. So essentially what we want to build is an Amazon-sized knowledge marketplace. But instead of having products on our marketplace, we have people and knowledge. So we're in the business of buying, selling, and gifting knowledge. Right now, we have 10,000 users from over 88 countries, 1,000 brains, and have done about $1 million in gifted and sold sales on our marketplace. The problem that we're solving is, I don't know if you guys have gotten asked, like, can I pick your brain? Can I take you out for coffee? Can you mentor me? Can you coach me? And we often want to say yes, but we have no way to formalize it. In order to formalize those actions, you kind of got to build a website, a payment integration, a calendar integration, a review integration. And if you want to do it globally, then there's just a whole nother layer of admin that you kind of got to do. So we wrap that all up into one tool that handles the bookings, payments, scheduling, reviews, reminders, and we put you on a global marketplace so people can find and search you. So when you build a Pick My Brain profile, you are essentially telling the world, hey world, I am totally open and available to sharing my knowledge with you at these rate, rules, and availability. So Google was on a mission to make the world's information more available, accessible, and useful to society. Pick My Brain is on a mission to make the world's people more available, accessible, and useful to society. And the reason I built this is because I just had a question, like, what if I could pick anyone's brain? What if I could have a conversation with anyone in the world? What would that lead me to do? And why isn't it that I can retire when I've done my 25 years of active service and let the world know that I am open to share? We've identified $6 billion worth of opportunity in different niches in terms of helping B2C consumers such as myself list my brain. Businesses also want to build knowledge marketplaces, so we're starting to offer knowledge marketplace as a service. And the narrow where we're going B2B is actually with universities. So I don't know about you guys, but I went to university to get my master's in economics, finished with my master's in economics. My university never hooked me up with an economist. I actually had no idea what economists did. And so even though they had a huge database of alumni. And so we're going, why don't you go ask your alumni if they give 10 hours of knowledge? We'll build them a Pick My Brain profile and then go to those students and be like, dear student, while you're in school, you have unlimited access to pick the brains of our alumni one-on-one. We have 5 universities in our pipeline. We're just running 2 pilots. And things are looking really good. And those university deals typically come with 30,000 alumni and 10,000 students. So that's how we're planning to scale. We've raised $650,000 so far. And right now we're looking to raise 2.5. We've got an incredible team, and I'm in Dubai helping the developing country leapfrog from a service economy into a knowledge economy. The population here is so hungry for global connection and knowledge that the demand is like overwhelming. And so I came to Dubai to raise money. So that's what it's about. I really wish I could show you the tool. It's super cool. It's up and live and running. You can go to www.pickmybrain.world. I've just passed my 1,000th conversation, and my vision really is to facilitate there we go. There's my website. Millions of conversations around the world. Can we build, if there's an Amazon size, marketplace for products, can we build an Amazon size marketplace for knowledge? So I'll leave it at that.
Way to go. And I just figured, I was like, hey, why don't I just show the site? There you go. So you got some visuals, Maxine. All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to pull
If you could pull up my profile and scroll through while people ask me questions, that would be phenomenal.
I will do that. All right. Why don't we start with, let's start with, just for lack of, the first person I see is Ari. Ari, do you have any questions for Maxine?
I sure do, Maxine. Great to have you here. Given the circumstances, you totally crushed it. Great job. I mean, getting off an airplane, long flight, pitching in the airport on your phone. This is kind of epic. This will go down in history. I guess my first question is, like, two-sided marketplaces, notoriously challenging, chicken and egg, cold start, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. How are you thinking about that, and what side of the marketplace are you trying to drive first?
Yeah, so when we first started, we started B2C, and we went and asked people who were already getting these questions that just wanted a platform and a tool to facilitate them. So pretty thought leaders, people who just can I pick your brain all the time? Built them a tool, let them run with it. But now we're focusing our attention on B2B. And like I said, those universities, and that is demand matches supply. And so the pitch that we're giving the universities is, can we ask your alumni for 10 hours of their knowledge per year? We're going to aggregate that and categorize it and digitize your directory and put it in a marketplace. And then we're going to go to your students and not only tell them that they have access to this while they're in school, but we're working with the Higher Education Commission to make it mandatory in order to graduate. Because the more a student networks and practices their social and emotional intelligence, the more successful they're likely to be. And so they're looking at adding these experiential credits to the curriculum. So we foresee that you'll need 10 experiential credits or some quantitative amount of hours of networking with industry to graduate. So we can actually match demand and supply really well there. The second thing that we're doing is we're giving all of the faculty. So imagine being a professor or a teacher anywhere. So there's 85 million teachers in the world. Someday we want to give them all the opportunity to bring in absolutely anybody into the classroom on demand via the click of a button. Because we have experts. What's really unique about Pick My Brain is how diverse we are. We have like Holocaust survivors on Pick My Brain, all the way to the former CEO of Upwork, to NASA, to somatic experience leaders. There's like a whole variety. And so we want to lend that to teachers so that they can be like, hey kids, today we're bringing in someone from NASA to supplement the curriculum of learning about science. You can learn through them for inquiry-based learning for the next 30 minutes. So you can engineer supply and demand when you go B2B.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm talking again with my volume off. Okay, so Shawn, do you have any questions for Maxine?
Maxine, I'm at your website. I think you might have a new person filling out a profile in a moment. I mean, honestly, I get,
monetize his knowledge. That's amazing.
I honestly, I get asked so many times, can you know, what's the fundraising process? Can you look at my pitch deck? Can you, and I would love just to, because I see here, I'm looking at, you have the discovery call. You have the, I mean, I'm looking at one person's profile right now. He has like 10 things he's selling, and each one is from the free discovery call to leadership training package to half-hour coaching session. And so I'm seeing him, you know, visually, maybe I'm wrong, just sending someone a link and then fill it, you know, click on what you'd like and it'll book. So I'm super fascinated. I guess I do have one question for you.
Yeah.
How customizable is this? For example, if you, so the angel group I'm a part of, a lot of the members want to help out the startups, and it's so hard connecting everyone. Is there a private portal if you wanted to create where a group of advisors are in the background and could have, you know, startups could have access to this private group here? Is that a possibility on your platform now? I'm just wondering, and sorry, this is a side question, but I really do think you got a new user.
Yeah. So what you're referring to is these knowledge marketplace as a service that we're building. So we just built a service for a group called the Executive Council Network. They have 100 executives that come together as members, and they want to make their brains available for fractional hire for months at a time, but privately. So they don't want to be available publicly. They want to monetize their network, which is 100 executives. They've decided that you can rent an executive brain for $3,000 a month, unlimited, and they're going to leverage that offer to their network specifically. So they're basically, so we're starting with universities because it's like a passion project. We think students deserve like access to alum. But there's actually a massive opportunity with just small membership-based organizations that want to add value to their members by just simply being like, does your membership have a marketplace? Like, could it, should it? And so we just onboard them, and we can, we use smart programmable contracts to package, price, and sell and gift any kind of knowledge any way you want. We have templates for the brains to opt into, standard Pick My Brain calls, coaching calls, 10 hours a time, 3 months, but you can craft your own as well, which is what you're looking at. But yeah, you can kind of create your own network, which actually I think knowledge commerce is the future of e-commerce. And I think people owning marketplaces and leveraging their deep, amazing network on a marketplace is like another, like a way that you can capitalize like something that's very hard to capitalize on.
Shane, do you have any questions for Maxine?
Maxine, you already have brownie points because we're both Canadian, but
I was going to say you can't use that.
Oh, too late. It's too late. It's already been used. No, listen, love the passion. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. The knowledge sharing economy is something I never really thought of, and I'm so happy that I'm now educated on it. I have two questions.
Please.
So I feel like what you just said with like the knowledge place as a marketplace as a service, that's so interesting. And I think as a route to market, it's probably way easier to monetize. I just think that there are these massive corpuses of text information that is grassroots, like it's already there on Reddit, on Quora. And I think that with AI, that there are companies that are going to allow people to search these text knowledge bases and ask questions that will find the answers with marvelous results. And those are going to be free. So how do you compete with them? That's the first question, because you're charging for this service.
Yeah. So, okay, first question. So I would say, yes, AI, asking an AI bot some questions is really relevant, but it can only grab what's on the internet. A human conversation is a little bit different, like having a conversation with a Holocaust survivor or the CEO of Upwork to guide me, is a little bit different than an AI. And sometimes you don't know what you don't know. But I agree with it is so much easier to monetize the knowledge marketplace as a service. Because, so we're actually even customizing marketplaces that we see a need to. So 3 really unique marketplaces that we're building right now. One for the Olympians. So one of our investors is an Olympian. And so we're going to go onboard all the Olympians and go, dear world, did you know you could book an Olympian for coaching or per day at these rates? Here's the marketplace. The second really interesting one that we're building is for sustainability leaders. So we have 10,000 sustainability leaders that want to onboard and mentor anybody that wants to navigate getting into a sustainability career. So that's like a niche that we're like, oh, there's a need there. The third one that's going to be an interesting play is refugees. And this woman has a number of refugees, and we want to offer the ability to just learn their story. So there's a way to craft marketplaces to respond to demand that AI can't quite offer. I don't know if AI could give me a story of a refugee and allow me to sit in the presence of that, or book an Olympian and have them, coach my son or my daughter or whatever, however I want them to give. So I think if the more creative we get with building marketplaces, and we have someone that came to us and wants to build a marketplace for all the PhDs in the world. So 4,000 PhDs right now in Pakistan are unemployed. And my hypothesis is it's because they are not bookable. Like, I can't hire a PhD for a day or a month or in this fractional way. And I don't even know where to go find them.
Maxine, I'm just going to interrupt you. I apologize. This has been awesome. I just want to be conscious of Jordan's time because he has a hard stop. So Maxine, amazing job.
Totally.
Thank you so much. And
sorry, Shawn, if you have the second question,
right.
feel free to
I'm going
pick
to put you in the green room.
Thanks, Maxine.
Jordan, you get a speed round here. I apologize.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, Maxine. I loved what you're building, and I loved what everyone else is building. So howdy, y'all. My name is Jordan Shamir. I'm the co-founder of Yofi AI. And in a previous life, I think y'all have ever tried to get concert tickets or your favorite sneakers and haven't been able to. And what's happening is actually bots and resellers are actually buying the product and selling it for an uplift. And so kind of my story arc or my villain arc is I started off as a botter and a reseller where I was buying hundreds of shoes, exclusive shoes a week, and then ended up getting pulled by a larger retailer to go help them with their bot mitigation team. And actually, me and my co-founders built the bot mitigation team at both Nike, Adidas, and another brand. And what we were able to do and why we built it is we actually saw that these bad actors and just everything that we're seeing digitally is actually being skewed. Basically, people are creating hundreds of different profiles at once and skewing everything that we're doing from a database perspective, understanding products to build, interactions with consumers, and skewing all of our personalization. So what we've done is we've built a platform that helps brands, specifically in the streetwear and sneaker space, better understand their consumers, their intentions, and the best way to interact with them. And right now we have about 10 clients in the sneaker space. We have about six or seven on pilot and expanding super quickly. So what we've been helping them to do is actually save around roughly 40 hours a week of work and acquire hundreds of new clients a week, which has been cool as kind of the foundation. Then from there, what we've been able to do is just kind of provide a cleaner data set for them to better operate and run their business. So right now, kind of providing a cost of value for our clients around $1 to about $20 worth of value that we're providing. And now actively expanding into subscription services and also larger enterprises as we're getting pulled by our clients to go into new use cases around like personalization and recommendations. Sorry, that was quick, but just wanted to keep it quick for the sake of time.
It's your time, so.
Yeah.
All right, so speed round of questions. Why don't we start with Shawn? Do you have a question for Jordan?
Actually, can you circle back to me and have Shane and Ari go first?
Shane, do you have a question for Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of the bad actors that Yofi has helped identify and prevent in the past? Like just some success stories there.
Yeah, like bots for exclusive products, but more largely serial returners and discounters, right? Like what we see is that hundreds of people create that first time buying promotion. So what we see is that like one person will create 120 profiles, buy 120 products, but it's all the same individual. So it's costing the brand like hundreds of dollars and also throwing away their marketing spend. But more largely, it's impacting their branding, right? Okay, I have 100 clients, but how many of those accounts are actually unique clients? How do I forecast my business, forecast my sales? Because all of your data is kind of fundamentally skewed because people are just arbitraging using fake intentionally or also unintentionally. We all use our work email to get promotions. So how many of the actual accounts and the data that you're using is actually legitimate and unique?
Awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, I always thought there was $1 billion business in like someone fixing the Amazon returns world. Maybe, anyways. Yeah. Thank you for the feedback.
Sorry, Shane, didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Ari, do you have any questions?
How much? Yeah, just quickly. How much of the platform is sort of algorithmically driven, and how much of it is human supervision?
Yeah, right now it's about 90% automated, right? We just take a look at it from a manual investigation and checking, right? So we do labeling just to make sure things are up and running, but we use a graph clustering network, which gives us a lot of certainty around what we're doing, because we're also socially being checked by other clients that we've manually checked before. So almost all of it is fully automated at this point.
And how do you price?
Yeah, we price based off the number of transactions a month. So we're a Shopify application, so we do tiers based off 1,000 to 3,000, 3,000 to 7,000. We price based off that.
Awesome. Shawn, you were batting cleanup on this one.
So I'm just wondering, maybe it was already mentioned, but what has the growth been over the last couple months for your company, and what's your projection for the next 6?
Yeah, we started about in August when we released our beta, and we started charging clients in January, right? So far we have a 90% conversion from pilot to conversion. And I think this year we're targeting to do about $500,000 in sales from our clients.
Nice. Okay.
Terrific. All right, Jordan, if you win, you're probably gone. I don't know if you want to message me on if you have my mobile, you can text into the WhatsApp group. And you're welcome, of course, come back. So thank you, judges. Thank you, Jordan. Great presentation. And I apologize. I know you had a hard stop, so you got to.
No, thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Yeah, I wasn't going to rush Jordan, but he's kind of rushing himself a little bit, and we squeezed him, unfortunately. I should have put him first. All right, so these ladies are troopers because they got bumped to cleanup. That might be a win for them.
Saving the best for last.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, do you guys have a presentation, or are you just pitching? Oh, I'll take you off mute. Oh, I can't take you off mute. You have to take yourself off mute. There we go.
Hi.
Yeah, we would like to share a screen to show some stuff.
I'll add your presentation. And I'm just going to remove the judges while you do that.
It's just one moment. We're trying to find the way to share the screen.
Are you on?
Maybe we just start. Yeah, I'll just start pitching, and Marissa will continue working on that. So we are.
You can hit present. We're not in a rush for you guys. If you want to hit present.
Something with the system preferences.
Yes, system preference, unlock something, lock, unlock.
No worries.
Okay, I will put you ladies on. Hold on one sec.
Hi, we are Katya and Marissa, founders of House of Pitch. We know each other for 10 years, and together we have 25 years of experience in strategic communications. Most of this work is pitching ideas, services, or news to strangers. And we know, and all people on earth knows, that that's a very painful activity. Cold outreach is completely broken. It's $150 billion industry with an average success of just 1%. 76% of all cold messages stay unopened and 94% unanswered. There is no convenient and reliable way to pitch to strangers because all other channels we use, emails, LinkedIn, Twitter, and you name it, they were designed for different purposes. We built House of Pitch. It's a cold outreach app where every pitch gets a clear yes and no answer. The key element of this is a pitch card. It's actually a one-liner and some important information about what you're pitching, and that's it. You just create it in seconds and send to relevant recipients. They will tap yes if the pitch is of some interest, if it sparks some interest, and they will just tap no if the pitch is not a good fit. In both cases, the sender is notified about the result, and it's a very important signal for them to improve and to understand the relevancy and timing for their pitch. We launched at CES just in January, and we're growing 100% month to month. Since we launched at CES, we have processed about 800 pitch cards, and every third pitch card is accepted. It makes our efficiency about 30%, which is unknown in this industry. And the opening rate is 100% just by design, because you see the pitch card and you see the next only when you process the previous one. We're raising 100,000 pre-seed to develop an intelligent routing mechanism to make sure that every pitch is relevant for the recipient. And if you don't want to see specific pitches, you can just restrict it with the tag. For example, if you're a reporter and you write about Web3, but you don't want NFT pitches, you just restrict it and it never comes your way. So we are the only platform that gives senders a clear answer to every pitch they send and give receivers almost total control on their inbound messages. So no one does it but us. This is basically the pitch, and we're going to charge per pitch. And we already have a solid research results that people are ready to pay for this yes and no answer, because they are very, very tired of the guessing game and just sending it out and getting no response. And we will introduce premium features as well. For example, if you want to cut the line and appear the first with a certain group of recipients or just one recipient, you choose it in the application, you can do that. You can also extend the expiration date of your pitch card. You can resend it or reroute it if the news or idea or service is still relevant and you want to pitch it to someone else. And in our perfect future, every cold pitch you receive is relevant and very easy to process, just yes and no. And every cold pitch you send gets a clear yes and no answer. I just wonder if it's a good thing, the silence. Just what happened. We annihilated. We just
we're all coming back into the room. It's all good.
I added everybody else but myself. It's terrible. I always think of myself last. Why don't we start with Ari? Do you have any questions for Katya and Marus?
Yeah, the concept makes a lot of sense. My inbox is full of cold pitches constantly, mostly, very difficult to filter. So some intelligence and a little bit more fun looking at inbound would be awesome. But how do you find like a million REs to build the sort of, one side of this market? How do you make this thing huge?
That's actually very easy, because every professional in the world, they either send pitches or receive them as a part of their profession. We started with the markets where this idea is extremely painful. We connect startups with media and with VCs. So those people receive from 100 to 900 cold pitches a day, and it's their professional duty to sort them. And yet they just don't open those messages because it's not convenient. And it's a cognitive effort to give the feedback, even if it's no. No one does it. So we specifically design it as the app. Like it's like a dating app. You just swipe left or right. Now you tap, but probably we will introduce swiping. And it gives you more time to find out what is out there in the big world of people you don't know. And it's not annoying at all because it doesn't take you time, and you can do it on the go while you're waiting for your coffee in Starbucks, at home, during your commute. It's very, very convenient for people who are mobile native. Those are like millennials, and they are at key decision-making positions in most of all companies right now. And Zoomers are entering the workforce, and they hate those LinkedIns and emails. We can tell you, because we conducted the surveys, like how they just don't want to see this. And we grow viral mostly because we launched at CES, where everyone is pitching everyone. We're just startups chasing investors and chasing media and vice versa. And we see that every new client, every new customer brings another one because it works. It's an unbelievable result when you can pitch your news to a reporter without buying a mailing list, verifying their contacts, and without writing a silly email when you just misspell the name or misspell the company or just copy paste from previous email. It's just a card. It's universal.
No fake personalization.
No, this fake personalization like, hello, I've read all your articles. Yeah, how's your dog? How's your day? So the pitch card, you just send it out, and then you get coverage in top tech media.
Yeah, we have Wired, VentureBeat, Forbes.
All the folks like for
Reuters.
Reuters, AAA list journalists, because we have experience in this. We know all those people. We onboarded them manually when we started. And because our MVP is very, very early beta, but already proven to be so efficient that people just go crazy about it.
Amazing. Why don't we go to Shawn? Shawn, do you have any question for Katya and Marius? You might be on mute.
Muted.
Yeah, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I don't know. I'm still trying to picture the app. I'm almost thinking like, it's TikTok where it's feeding the next one. But I'm kind of curious okay, I get the no head shake there, so I guess I'm completely wrong there.
It's rather like a Tinder, if you have seen one. So it's just one card and you process it, and only then you see the next one.
Yeah,
You
like
cannot go
here.
through the feed and like pick anything.
So
It's just a
question there
continuing.
with say someone submits their pitch to you and you're an investor, you don't want to say no because you think it's a great idea, but you just want them to follow up 6 months from now, or hey, hit these milestones and we're interested. How do you have the option of,
You can swipe up. There is in the product roadmap. It's not realized yet in the features, but it will be. You can swipe up and the automatic message like follow me up in, and then you decide like in 3 days or in 3 years. And also for extra money, you can provide the feedback. And we actually have a use case for that. So one of our VC scouts received the first pitch card and he wrote to us, like for us, it's a no, but the idea is interesting and I want to give a feedback. And we said like, of course, you will be able to do that. And the general idea that you filter all no's, and then you do whatever you want with something that is interesting. It's not a publication or an investment that we're selling. We're selling yes and no.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, we will wrap up with Shane. Do you have any question for our friends at House of Pitch?
Yeah, it's an interesting. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting concept. It makes sense to me. Like I get deals from founders pitching me, and it's not even a deal that I'm like allowed to do. Like it's like completely outside of my investment thesis. So I get it. Like if you can get yourself into like the right networks and get deals in front of the people who want to see those type of deals, I think it could be a really meaningful product. So well done. Just curious how you get to that scale. I think it's really hard to get good deal flow in this industry. And I think, to get deals in front of people that they would care about is a huge lift. So like, how do you get into those networks and how do you kind of facilitate that?
We have no control over the quality of the pitch. What we have control over is the relevancy. So you just specify with your tags what you don't want to see. For example, a stage or an industry or anything you want. There is like a big dynamic system, the variety of tags. And because the sorting is so easy, you just do it from your phone screen and you can just spend fractions of a second for your nose. You don't open an email. It's this increases the quality of inflow automatically without any curating or without any effort from our side or from your side.
Yeah, and we are going into so there's like we don't need to build something. This is that is going on right now.
Yeah.
They just beat each other.
They just send an email to you,
Yeah.
which is terrible. They misspelled and all the inconveniences that come with an email. So they just do it already.
Tinder for
Which
deal
is
flow.
Right. Yeah.
Tinder
For
deal
business.
flow.
By the way, I can tell you a story. On our third week, I somehow received a pitch from a Mercury bank. This is a startup-friendly bank. So they somehow found it in my LinkedIn that I receive cold pitches only on House of Pitch. And they pitched me their services with a pitch card. I was so amazed by that event that we accepted immediately and considering becoming a client. And we talked to their sales team, like if they would be interested in pitching our startups with their services. And they said 100% yes, because of this unique targeting that we can provide that nobody can. It cannot be done anywhere else, even in LinkedIn.
Yeah, a lot of the companies I've invested in use Mercury Bank. That'd be a huge partnership. That'd be awesome.
And with the startups who are interested in connecting with media, and we're very efficient with that. So we help their startups to grow, providing media coverage and raise opportunity, because also like VC accounts are more than happy to use us. We have such a positive feedback from them that the time to process lowered to a like possible minimum, and they see more deals from more companies. And also we're working on our functionality every day, something new. You can share a pitch card externally with a link. If it's something not interested or not allowed to invest in for you, you can share it with a colleague, you can share it with anyone, and they can actually send their first pitch without registration. It's just seconds when they fill out the card and try it.
Awesome.
That's how we grow, because people try it, they see how it works, and they're like, we're in.
I love it. Thank you so much. Great pitch, ladies. I'm going to bring everybody else that's still here, except I think Jordan's the only person that's not, maybe. All right. So judges, if Jordan jumps in, that's great. Let's not penalize him if he, I guess we have that reality. So what I've done is in the private chat, first of all, great job to everybody. Wonderful pitches once again. The quality of the pitches, as far as I'm concerned, have been excellent. And we want to obviously through Founders Pack help you, not just through the people that are on here, but any way that we can. And whether it's meeting new people, whether it's founders or investors, or in, if you're in a city where we're doing it there, which we'll do in a number of them, then we'd love to have you up there as well. And if you haven't been on the Founders Pack podcast, that goes for everybody, then let's make sure that we get you on. All right. So what I've done, judges, if you haven't seen it, is I've put a link to a Google form in the private chat. Does everybody see that? Please only pick 2. So what you're going to do is you're going to vote on who your top 2 are. And then hopefully the math is really simple and I don't have to figure it out. Not that I'm bad at math, but.
While everyone's voting, I just wanted to say to all of the founders that pitched, great job. Really tough to make a selection here because every one of you obviously really know your business, are passionate about what you do, know where you're going next, and are working on something big. So kudos to all of you, and not an easy selection process over here.
Agreed. Shawn or Shane, is there anything you want to say, or?
Yeah, that was really fun. I really enjoyed listening to this. Everyone's so passionate, and I love that. Like, it's so hard to take an idea and turn it into reality. So, like, kudos to all of you. Like big fans of everyone on this call.
I was really excited. I mean, the diversity of the startups here. We, after today, if I wanted to, I could pick my brain, pitch an idea to some newspapers, go on a jog, eat cookies, and get to know my neighbor and actually like them. I mean, this is a great event. So Michael, I also want to thank you for organizing all this.
No problem. I'm excited that we have so many great pitch companies in our network. So this is amazing. There we go. Okay. Oh my God.
It's a tie. Let me guess. It's a tie across the board.
Well, it's not, but the one is obvious. So, shoot. Of course. This is a real tough one. So, the first finalist. First of all, thank you to everybody, and if you can stay around, that's great. The first finalist is Cardio Destin, so you are definitely in there. And then we have a 3-way tie for third. So. All right. Well, I guess I have to be the deciding pick here. So the second finalist, obviously everyone's really great because we have it split all up. We're going to pick Katja and Marusa from House of Pitch. So thank you so much to everybody. Oh, they're excited. I'm glad that worked out. All right. So to Shelley, to Jeremy, Maxine, as usual, great job. And to Jordan, great job. This was really, really tough, obviously, to pick. Ari wasn't lying. So I'm just going to take you off the view, and we'll make sure that we follow up with everyone. And we're down. I think we got everybody. So we've got Katja and Destin. Why don't we start with Destin? And Shane, maybe you can start off. Do you have an additional question for Destin?
I mean, I voted for it. I really like the idea, man. I'm excited to follow the journey. I don't have a question. Just
No
in a
problem.
second. Give me a couple. If you circle back, I will.
Yeah, of course. Why don't we go, Shawn? Do you have a question for Destin George?
I'm just looking at the House of Pitch website right now, thinking, oh, could I get an article submitted? So
was not fair. We're asking the other person. You want to run, Shawn?
I got a question. How much
Ari's
are you
got a
raising?
question. Let's go.
I'm sorry, I missed the question. Or go ahead.
How much are you raising right now?
So we've raised about $1 million in funding so far. That's like total non-dilutive and dilutive grants and whatnot. Our goal is to do 2. So, we're open to pretty much anybody who's looking to invest as long as they invest in the same terms of the other safe notes.
Okay.
And Shawn, I cut you off. Do you still have a question for Destin George? No, you don't have
I'm
to.
going to go to the App Store right now and look at, is it on Android?
Oh, shit. Shit, you got me. Wait, before you do that, all I want to say is, if you guys want to invest, so we can hire an Android engineer, because sometimes you got to give a little to get a lot. All right, so you can go to our website that I just put in the private chat, and you can sign up for the Android wait list. That is what I would tell you. We're working on it. We've only been in the App Store for iOS for like less than 2 months, so give us a break. We're working on it. All right, being efficient, we're being very lean.
Inflation's it's like the better technology is second thought here because there's so many restrictions on the other one. I don't get it. All right.
On average, people spend more money on iOS, and I also have one. I want to use one now.
That's probably true.
Yeah, but I got you. I'm coming. Q3, we got you guys.
You're like Clubhouse. I have to use an iPhone to even get on it. So
we're working on it.
All right. Okay. Why don't we? That was just background. Okay, Shane, do you have any question for our friends at House of Pitch?
I'm excited to see how you scale this thing, and would love to learn how you do that in a way that doesn't destroy margins, because I think that's the problem with these businesses. Like I think it was, I forget who was mentioning it before. It's like that chicken and egg with these marketplaces. It really benefits from network effects, but when no one's using the platform, it's not valuable to anyone. So you need like mass adoption for it to really be valuable, which I think is a really tough problem to solve.
You're right, and we have some answers. First of all, we drive through partnerships, and we already have contracts signed with the Republic. It's a crowd investing platform. They have hundreds of startups, and on the other side, they have hundreds of thousands of accredited angel investors who can be interested in becoming our recipients as well, and also to pitch their own services to the audience, which is already onboarded to House of Pitch. So these accelerators are also very, very good for us because there are 2 audiences already there, and those communities are active and tight. That's why we saw this growth from the day one, because we don't build the community. We use the communities that are already there for years, and they iterate daily. So with our users, even with this 7 weeks, we see the returning customers. For example, we add another recipient, they immediately send 20 pitch cards. And when they have news, when they have milestones, when they have comments to provide. For example, our recent success story is when The Wired wrote a story about Ukrainian startups dealing with power outages and innovating through the war. And we just offered to our startup, like, pitch your stories. It's not a news, it's not a race, but it's a comment about like how you overcome the situation. And they also used the pitch cards and the feedback from a reporter that it was very, very easy to pick the right people for the story from the pitch cards, way easier than from the email, because all the information is there and you can just click on links and check just to verify if this if this fits, if this is a good fit. And we see that our customers are with us, and we understand that our MVP is very limited in functionality right now. But our vision is very different. It will be an app where everybody both pitcher and a receiver, and where this AI routing is in place, and we will help to write a better card with all the suggestions from both artificial intelligence and our experience in communications, because we know that inside out. We know the audiences, the demographics, we know like how to write a pitch that lands, and we put everything into the algorithm, into this like tech to help people get connected with each other. And honestly, I don't see any barriers for our growth, because every new event, every new conversation, we just get a customer immediately. We just talk to people about what we do, and they, like, you just go to our website and pitch as we speak during our conversation, because it's so easy to write a pitch card and it just takes seconds.
Does Shawn have any questions, or is he just all in on it? I don't know.
Well, I mean, later tonight after I do the pick my mind, I'll send you one. But I do have a question on kind of, I know it's in the MVP phase and then you're still building out everything, but I was wondering if you've been able to track kind of the analytics of how long people are using your app in a session, and how you're kind of taking in that data to maybe tweak things to make them, a little bit more sticky, them on a little bit longer, just,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a definite answer for that, because we will be the only app where every pitch is given the statistic of reject and acceptance rate. So even if you're not pitching at the moment, you can come and see how you are doing as a pitcher, how you are doing as a receiver, what are trends, what is landing best this month or this year. So the application becomes the source of endless statistics and analytical data, which is very valuable for you. And we can also anonymize it and make it like industry significant stats for any industry. And another thing is when you're using it within your vertical, your industry, for example, you're a food tech startup, and then suddenly you start a new company, or you get hired in a new company like health tech or another vertical, it will be way easier for you to enter the space, because you don't need to find all those contacts, like who are the reporters who are most active in this area, who are the VCs who are most active in the area. You don't need to waste your time on finding it yourself. It will be all there in the application, and this information will be based not by the information that companies provide, like we are active investors. No, it will be verified by how many pitches you accepted and like what is your recent activity.
Yeah,
All
was
right,
question about
not last but least, but I'm going to get Ari to ask his final question. Thank you so much, everyone, because I know I want to be conscious of everybody getting some equal time here. Ari, do you want to have final?
I have no more questions. It's all been covered.
Wow, that's comprehensive. Marissa, did I cut you off, I think?
No, I was saying that's interesting about the speaking about the time on the platform. There's actually that less they spend on the platform is better.
Yeah.
Because this is the activity that you don't want to waste your time on writing and looking for contacts. And we're working towards that direction. We just introduced the option to send the same pitch to multiple receivers. So the less you spend there is better.
Because you will return. And another interesting thing that you can...
I'm going to stop it right there, though, because you guys got a lot of airtime. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, great job, everyone. What I've done for the judges, I don't know if you've seen this. I put a new link in the private chat, and it's down to the last two finalists. So your job is to pick one of these. So only vote for one. And then we're going to take a look at this in a second. Destin, Katya, Marissa, great job.
Thank
We're
you.
excited what you guys are all working on. Just hang on one sec. Let's see if we can get some stats here. Oh man, it's gonna be interesting. We need some of that game show music. So the original live event that we were going to do was March 18th, 2020. And we had 150 people coming, and we were doing something. We were going to play the Founders game, and it was a live take on the dating game, where you would have 3 founders with a VC judge, and the VC couldn't see them, it was behind a screen, and they would just randomly ask questions, and then they'd pick a winner out of it. And that was supposed to be in front of a live group. But March 18th, 2020 was like 6 days after COVID crushed the world. So they canceled our event. So I have to remember to gamify it a little more. All right. I think I'm still missing one response from somebody. So I don't know if Shane, Shawn, have you guys all, and Ari, have you all responded to the?
Thought I did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did.
Do you have
The
my
second
vote, or
one,
do you
yeah.
Huh. What's going on there? Let me just refresh it and see what's
You
going
got
on.
it.
I don't know why I'm only getting one here.
I'll redo it.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, did you?
I just redid it. I didn't know if mine went through or not.
Yes.
Okay.
And Shawn, you definitely did it?
Yep. Sent it in. I'll do it again if you'd like.
Yeah, do it one more time, because I know what the other 2 gentlemen did, and I just want to make sure I'm not miscounting here. Okay. All right. I was right. Okay. So the winner of our second Winner Takes All 2023 event, this is our 9th ever Winner Takes All. The next one will be our 10th, which is March 14th. So we'll have 5 new companies, 3 new judges. I don't know if we have a party for that. The winner by split decision is Destin George Bell of Cardio. Congratulations. You are the winner that takes it all. But I think everyone today is a winner here. So I just want to add everybody back that's still on. I know some people had to drop. I guess it's only Shelley. Shelley, great work on your pitch. Kudos to Jordan. Maxine was a trooper called in from Dubai Airport. And I can verify, I was just there in November. So that's definitely Dubai Airport. And then we also had our good friends. Let's see, we had Maxine, Shelley, Jeremy from Rivet. And congratulations to everybody on a great job. Really appreciate you participating. Is there anything that the judges want to plug? Any events or anything, Shawn?
I mean, if you want to check out that episode of Ari's Past, go to thesiliconvalleypodcast.com, subscribe. Great episodes released every Wednesday morning. Other than that, check out bayangels.com if you want to submit your deck there. We have a lot of events in person and online, monthly events, so check that out. And thank you for having me as a judge. I really enjoyed today. I had a lot of fun. And so thanks, Michael, Ari, Shane, everyone. Great connecting. And I'm waiting for the Android version.
Yeah,
I got you, buddy. I got you. I'll be there sooner than you think.
You want to plug her?
I'm just happy to be here. Listen to our episode. It was super fun. We talk about the early days of the .com era, and I just applaud all of you for doing an amazing job getting your companies going, and the pitches were fantastic, and it was my pleasure.
Yeah,
Shane, you get to bat cleanup here and wrap it up. The final thing from you.
Well, Michael, man, you're great. You always have the best energy, and I had no doubt the event that you put on would mimic that. So every contestant or everyone pitching was so much energy, so much passion. Love it. Hopefully you'll invite me back. Thank you for having me.
For sure. If anyone does have pitch companies, I think we have a couple more spots still open for March 14th. So we're typically pre-seed or seed stage companies. We're not stuck on one particular area, whether it's technology. We've had some e-commerce, D2C people, and some service-based pitch companies. Great job to everybody. Thank you all for participating. If you haven't done an episode yet, I think, Destin, your episode's coming out a couple of weeks of the Founders Pack podcast. Please make sure you schedule some time with me. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on March the 14th. We also have a dinner in Boston on March 22nd. So if anybody knows any really good entrepreneurs in Boston, apparently there's not that many because they're not opting into the dinner yet. We have I think we have about half the seats still open. And then we'll have other dinners in Miami, Austin. So Destin, you can come to that. We're going to have an LA one, I believe, in April, and we're going to do San Francisco. Did we set on a date on that? Is it in April 24th?
We got something on the calendar.
Yeah,
I'm not sure the date.
It's 24th or 25th, but we'll confirm that. Thank you to everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we look forward to you on the next Winner Takes All.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. See ya.